Well, welcome everyone. We're so excited that you could join us this afternoon for our virtual closer look. It is a beautiful sunny day here on Summerdale's campus, so we can't wait to hopefully see you soon on campus. But right now, we're excited to see you on Zoom. Today, you're going to have the opportunity to learn about Central Penn and the student experience once you're on campus. You're going to hear from admissions counselors, you're going to hear from financial aid, and our student services staff of how to be a successful college student once you start classes. Then we're going to give you a brief virtual tour so you can see what campus is like until you can get here in person. And we will also take a look inside the super suite. So all of you that are looking to live on campus, you'll get to actually see where you'll be staying as well. We will also take a closer look at getting all your questions answered today. You'll get to win some prizes, and you'll also end up getting a complimentary little swag bag in the mail. There's an exclusive closer look t-shirt that's coming your way, so you should be getting that in the next couple of weeks as well. So I just want to take a minute and introduce my fellow friends and colleagues on this call with us. So I'm going to introduce to you first the admissions staff that you guys have probably worked with and financial aid, and then all the other staff and faculty you're going to get to meet in a little bit here when we get to student services. So I am Lisa Seifert. I'm the Director of Recruitment here at Central Penn College. And joining me, Amy Reinhold, if you want to unmute yourself to say hi.
Hi, everyone. So I'm sitting here smiling because I'm seeing faces that I've never met in person. Hi, Craig. And I see other names, but you don't have your cameras on. Would you guys be able to turn your cameras on if you can? I see a lot of names of people that I've been talking to, emailing. Hi, Maddie. Morgan, sorry, I'm a nerd. Just so happy to see you guys, see your faces. I work with PTA, and so happy to have you guys, most of you accepted and to be starting in July. I can't wait to meet you in person.
Thanks, Amy. I also have Asia Sargent. Asia, do you want to say hello?
Hi, everyone. Welcome, and thank you for attending.
And then we also have Amy Rowcliffe.
Hi there, it's good to see so many of you here with us today.
And Jaime Ramos.
Hello, everybody. So happy for all of you who are considering or already decided to join our family. We hope that today is resourceful, and don't hesitate to ask any questions in the chat box.
And then we have John Steindel.
Hey, everybody. Welcome. Nice to meet you virtually. Thanks for joining in today.
And then last but not least, Kelly Fox.
Hi, everyone. Welcome.
All right, guys, a few reminders before we actually get started here is if you could take a minute, and most of you have, but in your name, if you could put your first and last name up on the screen, that would be helpful so we can count attendance today. Because if you are just checking us out and getting more information, or you're going through the application process, this does count as your interview. So you may have already sent me back your interview sheet. If you haven't, definitely check your email. I sent it to you yesterday morning and send that back in so we can get that taken care of. And like Amy so nicely asked you, we'd love to see your smiling, beautiful faces. So if you have the ability to turn on your cameras, we would love to see you and connect with you that way. And if you don't, no worries. We're just glad that you're here and you can listen in. And down on the lower bar, you're going to see your chat window. We're going to use that today to answer any questions that you may have. So there is a spot towards the end of the program that we'll be going through all of your questions so you guys can hear the answers all together. So you can put them in as any time that they pop in your head, and we will answer them all today. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to break out into two different rooms, because some of you today are going through the process of starting, applying, getting more information, and others are already accepted into the program and starting in either our summer or our fall terms. So we're going to separate you into two different rooms for a presentation, and then bring you all back into the main room to talk about student life and our tour and all of that. So right now, if you are a prospective student that you're just popped on today to hear more about Central Penn, or you just applied, you're going to pick Breakout Room 1 when it appears on your screen. If you are already accepted and you're planning on starting with us in our summer July term or our fall October term, you will choose room number 2. If for any reason that you don't see that screen pop up or you don't see down in the breakout rooms, just put in the chat what room you need to get to and we will get you there. And then once we finish those presentations, we'll all meet back here in the main room and get started with the rest of the afternoon. So Derek, if you want to pop up the breakout rooms and then you can just choose your room.
Hey, everyone. Welcome to Breakout Room 1.
Welcome, welcome. So my name is Asia. I am one of the admissions counselors here at Central Penn. And many of you I've worked with. So for those who I have worked with, hello. And those who I haven't, welcome, welcome, welcome. So what we're going to do here is Amy is actually going to present some valuable information to you about Central Penn College. And we will hold a question answer panel. So if you do have any questions, feel free to drop them into the chat. And then later on in the program, we will go ahead and answer those questions for you, okay? And without further ado, Amy, you have the floor.
Great. Thanks you guys so much for being here. My name is Amy Rowcliffe. I'm one of the high school outreach coordinators here at Central Penn. So I get to work with high school students every day and tell them all the great things that we love about Central Penn. So here are 8 reasons. We're going to go into some of these in more detail, but this kind of gives you a great overview about some of the things that make us unique. You can earn your degree faster here at Central Penn. We are not set up like a typical college with semesters, a fall semester, spring semester. We have 4 11-week terms with a 2-week break in between terms. So that means you could start here in July after graduating in May or June and get that head start on your education. We also have dual enrollment opportunities. We have a student to faculty ratio that is very strong. It's 15-1. So you really have that opportunity to get to know your fellow classmates as well as your instructors. And the great thing about our faculty, because we are such a career-focused institution, we have faculty that has worked or they continue to work in the fields that they teach. So they're bringing that knowledge and expertise that they've gained in the workforce to you in the classroom every single day. We have online and in-person classes, so you can take everything on campus, you can take everything online, or do a mix of both. So it really works if you need a more flexible schedule. We pride ourselves on our professionalism and preparing students for careers through hands-on learning and internship requirements. So we really want to make sure that you're looking ahead to the career you want and that we're helping you prepare yourself for that career. You're going to hear all kinds of information about our new housing scholarship from John in a little bit. We do evaluate transfer credits. So if you have taken some at other colleges, we can certainly evaluate those. We do have a variety of sports and activities so that you can really make sure you get a well-rounded college education and you can experience some new things. And once you've made that decision to go to college, we want to make sure that we're supporting you in every way we can through our learning center, counselors, success coaches, tutoring options, and advisors. Now, we have different programs to meet different needs. So depending on what your future career is going to be, depends on the program and the degree that you're looking for. So perhaps a certificate is something that you're thinking about. Maybe you want to start as a phlebotomy technician, get out into the workforce, get some experience, and then turn around and get your associate's degree as a medical assistant. Those are opportunities for you. And you can see that each of our programs is very career focused and really leading towards getting you to that end goal. Now, if you're thinking about a typical college degree, that's typically what people call the bachelor's degree. It takes 4 years to earn typically. Again, we're an accelerated program, so you can earn it quicker. But again, you can see those career-focused options for you. Now, we do have for our students in the bachelor's degree programs, each student will choose an intersection and a minor. So you're able to look at options that complement your major and go along with it. So you can see what those are. You'll be talking more in depth with your admissions counselor about both of these once you start your application process. Now, we put this master's degree program up here for you because we've got some really neat options that you can consider as part of your undergraduate education too. And it goes directly into your master's degree. So if you're thinking about athletic training, you need a master's degree. To be an athletic trainer, you can't do that without a master's degree. So we have paired up with Slippery Rock University so that you start here at Central Penn, move over to Slippery Rock University, and you're going to graduate with your bachelor's and master's degree in 5 years rather than 6. And for any of you considering the legal field, this is the one I think is super exciting. This is what I would have done straight out of high school. You can start with us here at Central Penn, move on to Widener University Law School, and you can earn your bachelor's degree and Juris Doctorate law degree in 5 years rather than 7. So both of those options are able to save you time and money and get you into the career that you are looking for sooner. We already talked about these accelerated terms, 4 terms during the year, 11 weeks long with a 2-week break in between. It means that you can earn that certificate in as little as 9 months, your associate's degree in as little as 15 months plus an internship, and your bachelor's degree in just 3 years plus an internship. And that internship is real world work experience that you can graduate and have your degree and work experience on your resume. We are Middle States accredited, so that means that our credits, you're prepared for the jobs that you need, and you can see the programs that we have that are accredited, and that's what employers are looking for, these accreditations. So you're all set for your certifications and the things that you need in those programs. Now, the best way to see our campus amenities is to come here in person, but I just want to touch on a couple here. I did want to let you know we have a really unique feature here on campus called that's the outdoor swimming pool. Not many college campuses have an outdoor swimming pool. And I wanted to point out this bridge. It's called Hensey's Bridge. It connects our ATech building to the rest of campus. And in case this is a trivia question later, I don't know exactly how you're winning prizes, but in case you ever get this as a trivia question, it was purchased by one of our previous presidents for just $22 in an auction. So keep that in the back of your head. We do have activities and athletics, so you want to make sure when you get to campus, you get involved. We have men's and women's basketball, men's and women's soccer, baseball, and women's volleyball. And we play in the USCAA conference on a Division II level. Student Services is the department that works with students to make sure they're successful. Once you've made that commitment to go to college, you're focused on that career goal, we want to make sure that we do all that we can to support you. So we have an advising center. You'll hear more from Caitlin, who's going to tell you more about that department, but they pair you up with a student success coach who's going to help you plan your schedule each term and check in with you to make sure you're on track for graduation. We also know that sometimes you just need somebody to talk to, whether it's the stress of college or life happens and you just want somebody to talk to about things. We do have a counseling department and it's free of charge for our students. We also have a learning center that's available for students who maybe need a little assistance with a class that they might be struggling in. Or maybe you want someone to take a second look at an essay you've written just to see if they have any suggestions for you. They also offer opportunities to take courses to learn how to improve your study skills so that you're studying more efficiently. All of those things are available through our Learning Center. We also have an Office of Equity and Multicultural Affairs that really works to make sure that everyone on campus feels welcome and included. And as a first-year student, you're going to be participating in the first-year experience that has a variety of activities and programs for you. Now, we are really proud of our campus housing. We have what we call our super suites. 7 students living together, sharing a common area, but each of those 7 students has their very own room. So you've got the best of both worlds. You've got that sweet living where you're in community with other people, but you also can go into your own room that you can decorate the way that you want it to be decorated. And most importantly, you can close the door. So if you need to study or you just need a little space, that space is yours. We have 24/7 security here on campus and free and convenient parking throughout the campus. So you can get your parking permit. You can bring your car day one if you'd like to, and that parking permit comes from our public safety office. Now, graduate success is so important because you want to make sure that you can be employed after graduation. Well, 90.6% of our graduates were employed in their chosen field or continuing their education within 1 year of graduation. So that means perhaps a student who graduated with an associate's degree as a physical therapist assistant is employed as a physical therapist assistant, or someone who earned a bachelor's degree in information technology. They might be employed as a network engineer at a major company. That's what we mean by their chosen field. Now, how do we help students get to that graduate success? We have an amazing career services department that has a career resource center that will help you from the day you arrive. If you would like to get a part-time job to help finance your education, they'll help you perfect your resume, work on mock interviews. They can help you with an outfit for your interview. They also have career expos and internship fairs. They'll help you with mock interviews. They post job listings online. There's all kinds of networking opportunities. So they are a great resource for you while you're at Central Penn and after graduation if you'd like to follow up with them as an alumni. As a current student at Central Penn College, you will be a member of the Alumni Association. So you'll see what some of those benefits are here. Now, the admissions process is one that we've really tried to simplify for you here at Central Penn. We have a free application available right on our website at centralpenn.edu. It takes about 10 minutes to complete, and it is a mobile-friendly application, so if you'd like to do it on your phone, that's no problem. We do ask that you submit a 500-word essay, but we want you to talk about your favorite topic, you. What is your involvement in school and community? This is a chance for us to get to know you better. We do need you to submit any college or high school transcripts, but we do not require the SAT or ACT assessments, so we don't need those scores. The campus interview is something that you're already taking care of today. If you complete the interview form that was sent to you by your counselor, this event will count as your campus interview. We do have an app. You can download the Central Penn College app and you'll see an option for prospective students. So that's the option that you would want to choose, and you can get all kinds of updates and information about Central Penn. We would love to have you visit. Like Lisa said, we are welcoming students on campus, and we are showing things off and showing students what we love about Central Penn. You can always click on this QR code or visit centralpenn.edu/visit to schedule a tour with us. Now, if you've got any questions, I know that you've all been working with your admissions counselors, but you can also text Lisa if you haven't been in communication with her before. Her information is here, and you can always text any questions you might have to her. Now, at this point, I'd like to introduce John Steindel. He is going to talk to you more about financial aid.
Great. Thanks, Amy. And yes, everyone, my name is John Steindel. I work in our financial aid department. And so I'm here to talk about the money side of things, which I'm sure many of you have questions about, and that's completely understandable. What I'm going to do now is just a real quick overview. It's like a flyover to hit on some of the basics. There's going to be some time later in this presentation for questions and answers about financial aid. Also, any other questions you have about the presentation today. Just to let you know, some of you may have, if you've talked with anyone here in financial aid, it may have been my coworker, Kelly Fox. She's going to be the one that probably you'll be working with. But Kelly, myself, and our coworker, Krista Porter, are full-time dedicated to new students like yourselves to help you through the entire process in a personalized way. So we won't be able to get into personal details right now. Again, these are just basics. But we also have 4 other full-time coworkers in our financial aid department who will be available your entire time during your college career here and even afterwards to help you at any point. I'd like to start out too as well, just as a reminder of what a college education is in relation to finances. If you go out and spend your money on something fun and new, like maybe technology, new phone or a car or whatever, those are wonderful things, but immediately, as soon as you get them home, they begin to depreciate. They begin to go down in value, and eventually they all really become worthless at one point. Almost all things eventually do, but not so with your college education. If you use it as it's intended, not only will it let you invest in yourself in something that you enjoy doing and that can be fulfilling, but financially, it will help you the rest of your life to continue to earn more and more. So this college degree that you're looking at is an investment that will pay off in the long run for you. What we're here to do is help you find a way to cover the costs of school. And so there's financial aid that the government offers. There's a couple different types, grants. There's also scholarships as well. These are the sources of free funding, free money. We definitely want to help you see if you qualify for any of those first. So there's different grants. The federal government has a Pell Grant. There's a grant through the state of Pennsylvania. Some scholarships, which are also free money. We offer some scholarships we can let you know about. There's also private scholarships that you can look into. We'll be glad to help you find different ways to check those out. And also there are student loans. So if you need additional funding, the government offers loans through their federal loan program. You can apply for some in your own name. There are also Parent Plus federal loans that your parent could apply for. And there are also private or alternative loans, if needed, that are available. And again, we're here to help you with questions about all of those. The required forms to apply for the financial aid, the first one you may have heard of is called the FAFSA. That stands for Free Application for Federal Student Aid. So first thing to know is it's free to do, and there is no obligation to you at all. What we'll be able to do through the process here is get you a personalized plan of what you are qualified for, what you're eligible for, and all the numbers ahead of time to help you in your decision-making process. There's the website, it's FAFSA, funny sounding name, FAFSA.gov. So make sure you get the .gov, the government website, and you can apply for your FAFSA now. Also, the other ones there on the studentloans.gov website, those are a couple other documents you need to complete online if you would decide, or if you use the federal student loans. That's another couple things you would need to complete. So what is the FAFSA? Well, as I mentioned, it's the free application for the federal student aid. It's what the government uses to determine your financial need. It's the application for both the federal government and the state aid. It's all online. There's a new FAFSA each year. And so the current one that you can do now will last starting from July of this year until next July, 2022. You can put up to 10 colleges as long as you list Central Penn. It only takes a couple days after you submit it. We'll get the results and we'll get the information, and we can follow up with you to let you know how things look and if there'd be any other items we would need. You'll need tax information on there. So if you filed taxes in 2019, that's the year they'll be looking for. There's called a data retrieval tool that you can use online, so you don't have to find your taxes. Or if your parents need to include their information on the FAFSA, they would not need to find their taxes. They can use this automatic tool to upload it. And like most things these days, you'll need to have a username. They call it an FSA ID and a password to be able to do the FAFSA. Some of the things they're going to ask for on your FAFSA. First of all, most of you, maybe not all of you, but most of you will probably need to include your parent information on the FAFSA along with your own. So the government has designations. You'll either be considered independent or dependent. Independent, you can see the list there. You would be considered independent and not needing parent information on the FAFSA if you're age 24 or older at the start of this award year for the financial aid. If you're a veteran of the armed forces or active duty, enrolled in a graduate or professional program, if you're married, if you were an orphan or ward of the court until age 18, Or if you have a legal dependent, that would be a child or other dependent, that you provide at least 50% of their financial support for their living expenses. So if any of those apply to you, you would not need your parent information on the FAFSA. Otherwise, you will need to include your parent information when you do the FAFSA. We'll be glad to help you if you have any questions about that list, and we're here to help with questions your parents might have as well. So when you're filling out the FAFSA, the financial aid information of the parent that you reside with for more than half of the year, that's the parent information that you should use. If you were married and divorced or remarried, you would need to include the new spouse's information. Again, we can help you with questions about that as you're doing your FAFSA. Just let us know. So deadlines for financial aid. So there is one deadline that's very pertinent, and that is the May 1st deadline to do your FAFSA for the FIA Pennsylvania state grant. So that is potentially free money. And you'll probably notice that May 1st is coming up in just a few days. So if you haven't done your FAFSA yet, I'd highly recommend that you try to get it done here by May 1st, which is Saturday. So to be sure that you don't miss out on any potential free money in the Pennsylvania state grant. If you cannot use that data retrieval tool that I mentioned for yourself or your parents to upload the tax information, there are ways that you can get the tax documents that you need. If you used if you have a copy in your records, that would be the first place to start. Or if you used a tax preparer like H&R Block or TurboTax, you could get a copy through them. Or the government can provide a free copy for you. It's called a tax return transcript. So again, we'll be glad to help you acquire your taxes if you don't have a copy in order to finish your FAFSA. Some basics about the grants. The federal Pell Grant is awarded on a scale. It's not all or nothing. The maximum amount goes up to a little over $6,000 per year. For us, the award year is over 9 months. So, or you can get a lower amount. Again, it will all depend on the information you put on your FAFSA. The primary things they use to determine your eligibility for grants are the number of people in your household and the household income, in this case from 2019. The SEOG grant is an additional supplemental grant the federal government offers that you could potentially be eligible for as well. And the state of Pennsylvania, as I mentioned, offers a state grant. You could potentially get any of those three, or two of the three, or maybe all three of them, and we'll help you through that process to let you know. There are lots of scholarships available as well that you could check into. You could check with your guidance counselor at school if you're just out of high school. Another place to start for scholarships would be any club or organization that you're currently part of, maybe a church group or a club, so forth. Check with them. We can provide you some websites to do some searching as well on your own to look for scholarships. We offer a private scholarship match as well for any scholarships that you might get. Also like to mention too that a lot of employers help with school costs these days, called tuition reimbursement often. So if you're working, that might be another place you definitely want to check into to see if they could help with school costs. Some employers, we have many in our area and region who are part of our corporate and community partner group. And so there's an additional scholarship if you're employed by one of our corporate partners. We have transfer scholarship, a couple other ones that you could submit an essay for. Those details are on the website there. You can see down at the bottom of that screen under our scholarships page. And again, we'll be glad to go over more details with you about those. Loans, if you need and want to use the student loans, the government offers, there's a couple different types. Subsidized, the government does pay for some of your interest for you, covers the interest while you're in school. The unsubsidized, they do not. That's all based, what you qualify for is based on your FAFSA information, and you can see some of the amounts there. Again, we can go over those details with you in much more personalized way if you like. There is a federal parent loan that the government offers to parents as well. They would check your parents' credit rating to see if they qualify. If they do, they would be under no obligation, but they could take out a parent loan to help with your costs, or you would be awarded more student loans in your own name if their credit does not pass. That's called the Parent Plus Loan Program. Textbooks will vary each term depending on the class, whether you want to buy new, used, or rental, or online. We have an online bookstore for you to take advantage of. I think we're running out of time here.
Let's get to this one.
Yeah, the housing. So we don't want to miss out on this. We're excited about our free housing for up to 8 terms, and you can even get more than that afterwards. It will cover all the costs for your housing. You will have to pay for utilities and one of our meal plans. So you can stay on campus and enjoy all the campus life without the costs.
Looks like everybody's back into the main room now. All right, so Jaime, if you want to tell them about the tour.
Most definitely. So hope you guys had great breakout room sessions. And now we're going to virtually show you a tour of our campus. So my colleague, Amy Rowcliffe, and I took some time and we wanted to virtually show you what we have to offer. For those of you who are considering us and you haven't seen our campus yet, this will be a great opportunity for that. And for those of you who have accepted and you know you'll be here and you haven't yet seen the campus, just as good to see the campus. So we are sharing our screen and we hope you guys enjoy the tour.
Welcome to Central Penn College. My name is Amy Rowcliffe and I am one of the high school outreach coordinators here at Central Penn. We're going to take a little tour to show you some of the many nice things here on campus. We're standing in front of our Advanced Technology Education Center, or ATEC for short, which houses many classrooms and departments. You can find our computer lab with 3D printing, our applied science labs, our esports gaming center. We also have our learning center staffed with personnel to assist you with study skills, writing assignments, or tutoring for a specific class. Our Education Foundation also is located in ATEC and offers scholarships 2 times per year. Make sure to keep your eyes open for those. Let's go inside.
Welcome to our Night and Day Cafe. Here's where our students eat their meals and socialize. There's a variety of options available here for students. There's plenty of room to eat in the cafe, and you can also take your food to go.
Here's one of our lab classrooms that's set up to give real-world experience to our allied health students. As you can see, these rooms are a little more unique than most other classrooms. The desks are massage tables that can be used to practice therapy exercises or measure range of motion. The equipment located throughout the lab is used to learn hands-on skills. It's such a nice day today. How about if we head outside and see some other parts of our beautiful campus? Welcome to your own bridge to success, our historic Hensey's Bridge.
Hey Amy, are you giving a tour?
Yes, Jaime, how are you? You want to join us?
Absolutely. Hey everybody, my name is Jaime Ramos and I am also a high school outreach coordinator here at Central Penn College. A fun fact about the bridge right behind us is that one of the college's former presidents purchased this 1800s era bridge at an auction for just $22. How about, Amy, we head to the center of campus to show them what we have. Welcome to the center of our campus. Where we are right now is our quad area, the site of fun activities throughout the year, including our Back to Class Blast, Fall Harvest, and so much more. To my right is Bollinger Hall, where you can find the Officer Residence Life, the mailroom, public safety, as well as our Advising Center, career resources, and a 24/7 night owl, which is our computer lab for our students. Back towards me, one of our most unique features of our campus is our outdoor pool. We have a campus-wide Wi-Fi available for you, so on warm days, you can find students studying poolside and enjoying the sun. To my left, right here is Milano Hall, named after our college president who brought Central Penn from downtown Harrisburg to beautiful suburban Somerdale. Now we're going to head back to the underground, where we'll meet back up with Amy.
The underground has something for everyone. Let's go join Jaime.
If you're looking for a place to relax and hang out with friends, head here to the student lounge. In our underground here, there is also a fitness center and a dance studio, so you can stay fit and active. Now that we're done checking out our underground, let's go check out our student housing. Follow me. Hey everybody, welcome to our super suite. show you around. Students love our senior suites. It is the best of both worlds. You share a common area with up to 6 other students, but every student has their very own room. The suites come furnished with furniture, microwave, compact fridge, and you and your suite mates can choose to bring your own TV and gaming systems. You share the bathroom with only one other person, and you can see the shower and the vanity are conveniently separated. Each bedroom in our super suite comes with a desk, a chair, and a bed that can be adjusted for height and a dresser as well. You can decorate it in your own way. If you choose to bring a small fridge, you're more than welcome to do that, and you can also bring a TV if you'd like. The beds are twin XL, which makes it really nice and roomy. You've heard all about our housing scholarship already? That housing scholarship gives you the opportunity to experience our residential campus here at Central Penn College. That's our tour. Thank you for joining us. We would love to invite you to campus for our in-person tour. If you would prefer, you can also visit centralpenn.edu for our self-guided virtual tour. Thank you, and go Knights.
So that is our tour of campus. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I will pass it back to Lisa, and then you will have the opportunity to speak to our student services staff.
Thanks so much, Jaime and Amy, for that lovely tour of campus. So I hope you guys got a little sneak peek on, if you haven't been to campus yet, I hope that helps you visualize where you're going to be spending the next year or more of your life with us. So I'm going to take a minute to introduce you to our student services staff. So they're going to go around. I'm going to introduce each of them so you know who they are, and then they're going to tell you a little bit about how they're going to help you over the time that you're a student here. So I'm going to actually get started here with our first year experience director, Miss Janet Bixler.
Hi, everybody. I'm Janet Bixler, and thank you, Lisa. As she mentioned, I am the director of first year experience. So I primarily work with students in their first, second, and third term, whether they are residential, if they're commuter, or if they're part of our continuing ed population. I also work with our students who are all online. My work focuses on connecting the student to fellow students, to their faculty, and to the staff, as well as to the community around our college. I create different activities and programs to help the students bond together and form stronger relationships with each other, help them manage their time, help them work out the best ways to study and get their work done. And I'm also just a resource and an anchor. If a student doesn't know who to ask or how to solve their problem, then they can reach out to me. I'm located in the underground, and I am right across from the student lounge and beside the health center space. And I often have a lot of students coming in just sporadically and spontaneously. They sit down, they talk, they tell me about how the classes are going. Sometimes we actually make meetings and the student and I will create success plans together, which helps them manage their time, helps them keep in perspective their work life, their family life, their social life, and their school life. So I do a lot of different things. I'm also the advisor of the drama club, CP Players, and I'm the co-advisor of our student broadcast, The Night Way. Other than that, one of the really great initiatives we created in the first year experience is Nights at the Round Table. And that's the opportunity for our newest Knights to meet with our president, Dr. Linda Fedrizzi Williams, and spend an hour with her in an informal conversation. She is open to answer basically any question the student has. In the past, when we have done Nights at the Round Table, the students have asked really serious questions like, how has COVID affected you as president of a college? And she was very transparent. She gave a lot of details. Other times the students will ask very kind of fun get to know you questions. If you could go back to any era, what era would you go back to? And when we do this time with our president, Dr. Linda Fedrizzi Williams, the students really engage. We have a full hour and the students take up the whole hour asking and dialoguing, asking questions and dialoguing with the president. After the fact, the students usually will talk to me and they will tell me how surprised they are that our president, Dr. Fredrizia Williams, is so down to earth. She is so friendly and she's so accessible. Many of us who have gone to college before this will let you know that we never had the opportunity to meet our college president. And we certainly didn't have an opportunity to meet our college president in an informal way and really get to know them. And then our students realize the benefit of really getting to know our president is that she's an amazing resource for networking, because our school has a giant network in the community of where our students can find internships and employment. So it really starts day one and goes all the way into commencement. So welcome if you plan on enrolling or do attend this term coming up or the next. And I hope all the prospective students really take time to engage in what we have to offer, and maybe we will see you on campus. Have a great rest of the event.
Thank you so much, Janet. All right, next up that's going to talk to you is Caitlin Kopis. She's the director of our Student Advising Center.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for being here. So like you just heard, I'm with the Advising Center, and I work with our two other student success coaches, Dan and Michelle, to make up our Student Success and Advising team. Our goal at the Student Success and Advising Center is to support you from enrollment to graduation. We're here to assist you with degree planning, discovering and growing your strengths, and helping you navigate every step of your college experience. We're the primary advisors for some students, but we're here to support every student at Central Penn. As a student, you will hear from Central Penn Advising pretty frequently. We reach out almost every week via email with tips for success, information about upcoming programs, important reminders, and encouraging messages, because we want to remind you that even when college feels kind of hard, you're awesome and you're doing great. We're also here anytime you want to reach out to us. Our goal is to support you and connect you with resources whenever you need it. We're here to be your point of contact when you know you need something, but you need a little help just figuring out where to start. We don't have all the answers. I'm not going to promise you that, but we will always point you in the right direction. So now I know some of you are really eagerly looking forward to starting classes in summer and fall. So here are a few reminders, especially for those of you who are really getting closer to enrolling. If you're starting in summer and you've been accepted and paid your deposit, you will hopefully be able to access your course schedule in the student portal in just the next week or two. If you're starting in fall, you should be able to access your course schedule in late July or early August, as long as you've been accepted and paid your deposit by that time. Make sure to view your schedule as soon as it's available and reach out to your admissions counselor if you have any questions about it, and they can put you in touch with me or whoever can best help answer your questions about your schedule. If you're still working through the admissions and financial aid processes, that is great, and we'll get you scheduled as soon as you're at the right point in the process. Once your schedule is available, it'll still be a few more weeks until you can order textbooks. So summer textbook ordering is going to start at the beginning of June, and then for fall at the end of August. And our bookstore is online, just so you know. So you will definitely want to order your books before the term starts, and we can help you out if you have any questions about it. And one last thing I'll mention here, one thing that we always recommend to students as you're getting ready to start is completing something called Blackboard orientation. And some of you will start getting access to that soon. That's Central Penn's learning management system, and your professors will use it for all kinds of things. We want to help you get familiar with it so you have a chance to do a practice course and learn what it's like to be using that system even before the term starts. So thanks for being here today. I can't wait to see you on campus or online again sometime soon. And in the meantime, please keep putting those questions in the chat, and we'll be getting to them as we go along. Thank you.
Thanks, Caitlin. And thanks for the reminder, Caitlin. All the questions that you're putting in the chat, we are seeing, we are monitoring them, and we're going to get to them here in a few minutes after you hear from all the other student services staff. We are up next is going to be our Learning Center Director, Megan Ream.
Hi, everybody. I'm Director of the Learning Center. I'm Megan. And our Learning Center is primarily where students come if they want some help in their courses from tutors. So I know that tutoring might sound like it's something for students who are failing, but I promise that students who are just barely doing less than they wanted to come and get help also. We have students that I've been working with this afternoon who are noticing that, you know, they're getting a downward slide in their grades, and so they're looking for some tips about how to study more effectively, how to take tests more effectively, what can they do to improve their performance in their classes so that they can continue progressing in their degree. And that's exactly what we like to do. We primarily focus on helping students with their writing, with their math classes, accounting, anatomy, and in general, just the study skills that everybody needs to be successful in college. So I know some of you have already planned to attend Central Penn, and I really look forward to seeing you here. I do try to see all of the new students at the college just to let them know what our service is, and if they're on campus, to invite them to come. If they're not on campus, I also invite them to meet with our tutors online, because we do virtual chats like this to help talk students through some of their schoolwork and help them make improvements. If you are still deciding whether or not to come, I want to give you some assurance that the tutoring that we offer at Central Penn is at no cost to the students, and that we collaborate very closely with faculty members to make sure that we're providing the best support that we can to individuals. The other thing that I want to mention that is helpful to students is something that the Learning Center hosts called the Math Boot Camp. The math classes here are built in stages, and if you want to get into the stage of like college algebra, then you need to pass a algebra placement test or have a qualifying SAT, ACT score, that sort of thing. And in order to prepare for the algebra placement test, some students feel like they need just a refresher on the algebra that they learned in high school. And so we have a math boot camp that is offered for free, and it's an online course that's self-guided, and students can complete it just to give themselves a refresher of algebra before they take the algebra placement test. Now, there is a whole course that students can pay for and take that'll be a full term and really help build their confidence in math. It's a great course. And that's for those who didn't feel like they got the algebra foundation in high school that they needed. But for those who got a foundation and just need to remember it, we have that boot camp available, and your admissions counselor can give you more information about that.
Thank you so much, Megan. All right, I'm next going to introduce you to John Ashman, who is our counseling services therapist.
Hey everybody, I am John, and I am here representing Central Penn's Counseling Center. So myself, along with my supervisor Tom and our intern Whitney, make up counseling services here at Central Penn College. The three of us are mental health professionals who are here to provide free and confidential counseling to any and all Central Penn students. So we know that a lot is happening in the world right now. And that means that a lot is happening in the lives of our students, and a lot is happening in the lives of everyone in this room. So for anyone transitioning into Central Penn College, we're here to provide guidance, emotional support, and a shoulder to lean on for any student that is having a mental health concern or who simply needs someone to listen. Students can come and see us for any reason. Sometimes that could be because they're feeling anxious or depressed. Other times it could be relationship difficulties or just plain old unexpected life events. Regardless of the reason, as long as you're enrolled at Central Penn, you will have access to the counseling center for no cost, meaning that it's already covered by your tuition. It's also confidential, and that means that when you talk with us and what you say in session in the counseling center stays there and is not available to the remainder of the college. Tom and I work to ensure that students who come in feel safe, feel heard, and get to develop new toolkits and skill sets that better help them navigate their time at college. Right now, we're available both in person and through telehealth. For physical sessions, we're following college guidelines, wearing masks, and engaging in social distancing to make sure that we're protecting everyone's physical safety. In addition, we're also available for telehealth services through either video chat or phone. And this allows us to connect with students anywhere across the state of PA. I'm going to go ahead and throw up the link to our webpage as well as our email up in the chat for anyone who wants to reach out or learn a little bit more about us. But other than that, all I can say is thank you for coming to Central Penn College and for considering us. And we look forward to getting to know you real soon.
Thanks, John. All right, next up we have Megan Peterson, who is our Dean of Equity and Multicultural Affairs.
Hello, everyone. Yes, I am the other Megan in Student Services, the Dean of Equity and Multicultural Affairs, the Interim Dean of Student Success. And there are 5 areas of the college that I'm just going to kind of briefly tell you about that fall under the Center for Equity. So within the Center for Equity, we have the college's Title IX office, which is an office that offers education and prevention program, as well as support services for students who may need it. We also have our Student Rights and Responsibilities office. So if a student ever has a concern, they're not really sure how to resolve it or how to go about getting help in resolving a concern, my office can act as an advocate for students and help students kind of navigate resolving any concerns that they might have. We also have multicultural affairs, so fun multicultural and cultural competency programming, ways to expand your horizons and learn more. We have our PACT program, which is a program for some of our first year students and coordinating with our first year experience on that. And then finally, disability support services, which I'll talk, kind of spend the most time talking about. It's usually where we get the most questions. So for disability support services, we work with students who may need accommodations in their classes or in other areas of their college experience. So if you are a student that had an IEP or a 504 plan in high school, you most likely will qualify for accommodations at the college level. So we work with students to get the documentation in place, get a letter of approved accommodation in place, and then it's really student directed in terms of how students choose to use those accommodations. So I can work with students to contact faculty directly on their behalf, or students can have that conversation with their faculty. Students can choose what classes they're using their accommodations in. But disability support services is the office of the college that would work with students to get those accommodation letters in place. The most commonly requested accommodations tend to be around testing. So either having extended time on tests or a private place to take a test, maybe having test questions read aloud by a proctor. And we do have a designated space on campus for that. We have a testing center where we can work with students to schedule their exams to happen in the testing center if they have approved accommodations in place. And we also work with students who may have assistive technology accommodation needs, whether that be access to audio versions of textbooks or recording devices, things of that nature. And we also work with residential students who are applying for emotional support animals. So again, if you had an IEP or a 504 plan in high school, you most likely would qualify for collegiate accommodations. So I'm going to put my contact info in the chat. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to me directly. But we support students with all types of disabilities, so whether that be a learning disability, physical disability, psychological disabilities such as depression, anxiety, PTSD, or disabilities that are a result of a traumatic brain injury. So any type of disability, disability support services is here and happy to help.
Thank you so much, Megan. All right, and next we have Steve Hassinger, who's been waiting patiently to tell you all about career services. He's the Dean of Career Services.
Hi, everybody. Yeah, I'm the Dean of Career Services and Development, and I've been at Central Penn a long time, 18 and a half years, and I've worked in career services that whole time. So career services is all about getting a job or an internship or advancing in your career, developing your career, anything that has to do with your career development. You can come to career services and we can provide assistance for you. Just by looking around the virtual room here that we have, I can tell that while we have a lot of people probably coming right from high school, we have some people who maybe have some more life experience, maybe military experience, etc. So you're probably at very different stages in your career development. And we try to offer very personalized, individualized assistance because we work with people from probably age 17 to 69 or 70 who are students. And we also offer assistance to our alumni. So once you graduate from Central Penn, we don't say, hey, great job, see you, good luck. You can always come back to Career Services and we can always provide assistance to you. So I have worked with people who have graduated as far back as 1969, believe it or not. We will help you with what I call the nuts and bolts of job searching. So the resumes, the cover letters, the interview skills. We do mock interviews with you. Maybe you've got some really good experience, but now you're shifting into a different area with your degree and you're not quite sure how to take that current resume that you have that was really good for the job that you have and transition it to the career that you want to get. So we can really help you with those transferable skills and adjusting that resume to the job that you want to get. Maybe you're just looking for a part-time job while you're a student and you're working on your degree. We post jobs every day on our online career center, part-time jobs, temporary, permanent jobs, career opportunities, internship opportunities. So we can help you with all of those things. Kristen Fike is another member of our team who is an internship coordinator. So she's going to work with you in the internship process, unless you're in one of our allied health programs like physical therapy assisting or occupational therapy assisting. There you have a faculty member right in your program who is going to do that with you. We also hold events and workshops every term on campus or virtually. Obviously, most of them have been virtually. We're transitioning over the next 6 months here where we're going to do some virtual events as well as some in-person events. So we have job fairs, we have networking events, we have workshops. So look for those. We're going to put those out through Student Central, our e-newsletter that goes out. We're going to have flyers around campus and reach out to you via email about events. Through our online career center, you can have access to your own website. So if you don't know anything about HTML or how to set up a website, but you want to have your own URL, your own unique website that you can link to your social media accounts, we can make that available. So there's a lot of different ways that we can help you throughout your career development. The most important thing I would say is come and see us, reach out to us, email us, however you want to connect with us. We have an email address of careerservices@centralpenn.edu, and we will put out a newsletter to you at the beginning of each term that will come through your student email. So connect with us, let us know how we can help. If you're on campus here in Summerdale, we also keep our candy jar well stocked. So just stop by, say hello, and have some candy in between classes. So let us know how we can help you. We're looking forward to seeing you.
Thank you so much, Steve. All right, last but not least, we have our Director of Residence Life, Lindsay Garber. So everybody always wants to talk about housing and has lots of questions about that. So Lindsay.
Happy to help, happy to help. So as Lisa said, my name is Lindsay Garber. I'm the Director of Student Housing and Residence Life here at Central Penn College. Just the makeup of our department right now. So we have 2 residence hall coordinators that are part-time adult staff that live on campus and help work with our students mostly in the after hours on weekends. And then we also have an RA program, which is a resident assistant program. So we have student RAs and we also have senior RAs. So the senior RAs has more leadership, more oversight of our RA program. They're a great group of students. We are currently in the process of accepting applications right now this term. I know everyone will ask me this at some point in time, but we only hire RAs once a year. It happens in the spring term. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure you come in, get your grades up, and come chat with me, and we'll be happy to tell you some more about getting involved with the RA program. Also, some of the services that we have here on campus for housing, we oversee all of the mail, the packages, delivery, mailboxes, mailbox keys. I know some of you will lose your mailbox key at least once. Don't worry, come see us. We'll help you out. If you have questions or you have issues with addresses, things like that, reach out to us. We can help you get situated with that as well, especially for anyone getting care packages or textbooks sent here, we can help. We also handle move requests. We handle roommate conflicts in our office. Not everyone's going to get along at every point. You're going to be living with a lot of different people and getting used to different parts of different communities on campus, which is a great thing. That's what we want you to do. And that's why we have a lot of community building activities planned out for you that our RA students run throughout the term. We also have a college pantry on campus. So I bring that up because food insecurity on college campuses is becoming a big concern across the nation. It's not a Pennsylvania thing. It's not a Central Penn thing. It's literally across the nation. And a couple years ago, our Student Government Association opened up the food pantry, and then we call it the college pantry. So we have a couple different areas there. If you go on our Blackboard page, Residence Life tab, there's a whole tab there for the college pantry. Anyone can submit for it. It's completely confidential. The only ones that will know who's submitting is myself and our mail assistant, Leanne. She will get the package together and let you know when to come pick it up. So it's all easy. We cover cleaning supplies, school supplies, non-perishable food items, professional clothing, and personal care items. So just a little bit about that. Also, we have 2 different sections of housing. We have a traditional or underclassmen housing. So I know most of you have heard about the suites. I know you saw it in the tour that was just a few minutes ago. So that is 7 bedrooms, and there's 1 person to each individual bedroom. So I think I saw a question in the chat about how many students to a room. So there's 7 students that can live in the entire suite, but each of you will have your own bedroom. You will also have, there's 4 bathrooms, 2 vanity areas, and a common area. So lots of space, lots of chance to get, have some fun activities, get to know new people, but still be able to have your own space and study and be successful that way too. Now, if you're a non-traditional or adult student, we do have housing available for those students as well. They are going to be placed in the apartments. The apartments are 2 bedrooms, 1 person to a bedroom with a living room, full bathroom, and a full kitchen. So just a little bit different for our adult students. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out about those. Couple reminders of any of you guys that are getting ready to move on campus, make sure that you're checking your student email. We send all of our housing documents out through DocuSign. So that is all electronic now. That'll be in your student email. As soon as you see those, when you're at that point in the process, go in, click view documents, fill them out. And then the only thing besides that we'll need is just an updated immunization record, which you can fax to us. That is also all included in the email that you receive. One other thing that I like to point out, a closer look, is make sure you have renter's insurance. So we're not covering any lost damage items. A lot of students come on campus and go through housing orientation and forget that. So don't be afraid, ask your parents. A lot of insurance companies will just add that on pretty easily. It's very low cost. If you have questions, please let me know. Also, don't be afraid to get familiar with the CPC handbook. All the policies that we have for housing are in there. I know there's lots of questions for that. I know I have to do fun, and I've got to do reality and housing. It's the way we live over here. But we look forward to seeing all of you. Roommate packets, everyone asks that too. They come out a month before your move-in date. So get all your paperwork in, get all your deposits paid, and you'll get your roommate packet a month out, and you can start reaching out to your housemates.
All right, thanks, Lindsay. All right, and I'm just going to ask our student services staff to stay on here for a couple of minutes because we're getting some questions in this chat that I think some of you guys would be best to answer. But before we get to that, I know that we all came back to the main room, and I know some of us were cut off a little bit early from our presentation. So I know I did check with everybody, and I think what we were missing was the final slide of the housing scholarship. So Kelly Fox is actually going to go over that with you right now so that you can all hear it because it does help all of you out. So go ahead, Kelly.
Thanks, Lisa. Yes, John and I got cut off at the free housing. So for students who are planning to live here, as long as you are a full-time student, or I know there's a lot of PTA and OTA students on here taking the maximum number of credits in your course rotation, you will qualify for the free housing as long as you have a 2.0 GPA. You participate in all of the mandatory housing sessions, and you complete the contract. So for those of you who are accepted or have already paid your deposit, I've emailed out the contract. If you have questions on it or need, help with it, let me know. For those of you who have not quite been accepted, once you are accepted, it goes out to you automatically in the email that you listed on your application. And once you turn those contracts in, and only when you turn the contracts in, will you see the housing scholarship on your financial aid award package. This will cover you for 2 years, then with a chance to renew, as long as you meet the criteria outlined in the contract. If you have questions on the contract, if you want another copy of the contract, please reach out to me and let me know. Once you sign and send it in to us, we sign it, apply it to your account, and then I email it back to you. So you will have a copy of it on file. Thanks, Lisa.
All right, thanks, Cal. All right, so let's get to some of your questions. You guys have been very good. And if you have questions that you haven't entered into the chat, go ahead and throw them at us. We're all here to answer them. One of the first questions we had in one of our breakout rooms was, so are there classes on Monday? So I thought, Caitlin, could you help us out with that?
Absolutely. So we have a few different kinds of classes. So I'm going to start with talking about our daytime schedule, since I know that many of you are interested in daytime classes. So our daytime classes all either meet Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or they meet Tuesday and Thursday. So our Monday, Wednesday, Friday classes, they meet 3 days a week, which means they have a slightly shorter class session. It's usually just over an hour for each one. And then our Tuesday, Thursday classes meet 2 days a week, which means they have a slightly longer class session, a little closer to 2 hours. Now, if you're in a program like PTA, OTA, or health science that has labs, your classes will be longer. So with the labs, those classes do meet for a longer period of time. Now, if anyone is interested in evening classes, those meet 1 night a week per class, and those can be Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, or Thursdays for a 3-hour class session. And then if anyone is looking at our online classes are asynchronous, which means that you'll have due dates for all of your work and you'll have to get everything in by the due date. But as far as what time of day you do your work, up to you. If you're that Monday morning, like up and at 'em, 9 a.m., I'm going to start my work, that's amazing. If you are a night owl and you do your work at 2 a.m., also fine, as long as it's in by the due date.
All right, thank you for that, Caitlin. I think I have one more question for you right away. Sorry about that. But the next question is, if I'm going into the Army after I graduate next year, active duty, I was wondering how that would work not being able to be on campus.
Well, first off, thank you for your service. Central Penn is a military-friendly school designated, so we'd love to have you here. And there's a few different options. You know, if you are looking at online classes, if you know that you will not be able to come to campus, many of our programs are available fully online. Or if you are, depending on what branch of the military, we've had students in the National Guard who have been able to be on campus for most of their classes and have taken a gap if they needed to be away for their annual training. So depending on your individual situation, reach out to us and we can figure out what's going to work best for you.
Thanks again, Caitlin. All right, our next question is there a reason why the fall term starts in October? So Kelly, do you want to talk about our July term and fall term and the benefits of starting in each?
Yep, so Central Penn runs pretty much quarterly. So our winter term begins January and it ends in March. Our spring term begins in April and ends in June. Our summer term begins in July and ends in September. And then our fall term starts in October and ends in December. So for students who think, ooh, October's kind of late and you're not an OTA, we definitely have options to switch to our summer term, which begins July 5th. We actually offer students who are not in the PTA program an incentive to start in the summer. It's a $2,000 early start grant, which takes $500 off your first 4 tuition bills. If you feel like October's too late and you really wanted to start earlier, July 5th is our summer term, and then our fall term again does begin in October.
Right, thank you, Kelly. And our October term actually starts on October 4th this year, just in case you're marking that on a calendar. And somebody did post about the 11 weeks on and 2 weeks off schedule. So our terms do that. So that's why when Kelly was talking about the 4 terms, so you go to classes for 11 weeks and then you have that nice 2-week break in between every term. So the next question would be, are there any religious groups, clubs on campus? And I think if Adrian's on, I'm going to throw that question to her, but if not, I can answer it. Okay, Adrian.
Hello. Let me turn my video on so I can see everybody's faces. Hello. Now, Lisa, what was the question?
Is there any religious groups or clubs on campus?
We do. Right now we have Campus Christian Ministries. We have, I'm trying to think if there's any other religiously specific organizations, but the great part is we are super open to students starting their own clubs as well. So if there's something that we don't have here that you'd like to start, there's a process in place that just need a couple of other students that are interested in that same thing, and a process through approval with our Student Government Association that you can start your own club.
Thank you, Adrian.
Mhm.
All right, so Lindsay, these next couple are going to be for you in housing. Is there a specific move-in day for the summer term, or is it over a few days?
Sorry. So the summer term right now, we're looking at July 3rd is the move-in day. Typically in your original housing paperwork that we send out to you, we give you the window of time that we have. And then once we get closer and you get your roommate package, you'll get your exact like assigned time and date. But right now for summer, it's going to be July 3rd.
Okay, thank you. And one more housing question, which I think you already answered, but want to make sure it gets out there again. How many can be in a room on campus?
So right now we have the traditional housing set up to 1 student per bedroom and the adult housing set up for 1 student per bedroom.
Thank you again. What is the time span of one course is the next question. Caitlin, do you want to take that?
Absolutely. So like you heard, our terms are 11 weeks long and our courses all run for the whole term. So you'll be taking, if you're a full-time student, you'll be taking roughly 4 classes per term, and those will all run over the course of 11 weeks.
Thank you, Caitlin. Next up, I'm going to go to Asia. There was several questions about if becoming a game designer. So she is going to answer that. If you need a high school diploma to be a game designer.
Yes, so in order to be a game designer, you absolutely do need a high school diploma. That will be the foundation for your entrance into an undergraduate degree, because you need at least an associate's degree to work in that particular area to get maybe a lower level of game design, maybe software development. But for those specialty areas, you do need a bachelor's degree in order to be a game designer at the highest level, or at a higher level than an associate's degree. So the high school diploma is definitely foundational, but the very first step to get your foot in the door would be at least an associate's degree in something like computer science or computer engineering.
Thank you, Asia.
You're welcome.
All right. Next, I believe Kelly can probably take this one, but maybe Lindsay might want to jump in. Is the housing application applicable for both years if you're participating in an associate's degree program?
I can take it. The housing contract, yes, is again, you'll sign the contract. The criteria does remain the same. You need to have the 2.0 and be a full-time student, participate in the housing sessions that are mandatory. And it would be for the 2 years. Plus, if you were staying, you can renew it then for another 2 years.
All right. Stay on, Cal, because you got one more. Does the housing scholarship make it free to live on campus or just help towards the cost?
So we cover the cost. If you're a full-time student, we cover the entire cost of the super suite. You would still have to pay for the meal plan, the utilities, and then the one-time $250 housing security deposit. So if you're a part-time student or taking part-time classes, we would cover half of the cost of the housing. So we cover housing, but you still have the utilities, meal plan, and the one-time $250 housing security deposit.
Right, thank you. Right, our next question would be, how do we know if we're starting in the summer or in the fall term? So I'll take that one. You would know, depending on what you put on your application, of what you applied for and what your acceptance letter would say. However, like Kelly said, if you had applied for fall and got accepted for fall, and you're interested after today of moving your application to summer and getting an 11-week head start, we can definitely make that happen for you. But Jalen, since you did ask that question, I will have your admissions counselor reach out to you to make sure we're on the same page. Now, obviously, if you are on, if you are in the PTA program, you will be starting in the July summer term. And if you're in the OTA program, you will be starting in the October fall term. So next we have, what are the requirements for students to join a sport? Casey, do you want to take that one? You're coming on.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, sorry. Lisa, can you repeat the question, please?
Yep. What are the requirements for students to join a sport?
Yeah, so to join an athletic team on campus, basically you just have to be considered a full-time student. So One of those requirements means you have to be in at least 3 classes. So during the time of your sports season, you have to be registered in at least 9 credits in order to participate in a sport. And then obviously once you're on the team, you'll have academic standards. We push for all of our student athletes to maintain a 2.0 in the classroom. And that's also followed under USCA guidelines. So 2.0 GPA and registered for at least 3 classes, 9 credits in order to maintain your eligibility.
Thank you, Casey.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Kelly, this one's for you. The cost for college, does it get divided up into 4 terms?
So when we process your financial aid, if you're starting in the summer term, we'll process it for summer, fall, and winter. And then if you're starting in the fall term, we'll process it for fall, winter, and spring. So you will get financial aid every term that you're here. It's just processed 3 terms at a time, and then you'll renew your FAFSA form for next year, and then we'll process it for the next 3 terms. So as you're working through the financial aid process, I will be communicating with you out-of-pocket expenses and options for covering the balances once your financial aid package is complete.
Thank you, Kelly. Lindsay, you're up again. I told you you're a popular one. If you have any dietary restrictions and need to prepare, cook all of your meals in your dorm or super suite, would it be possible to bring extra appliances such as an air fryer, a countertop oven, etc.?
Yes, you'll find that when you get your roommate packet, you'll find a what to bring list, and that stuff will be included, but you have to use it in the common area. So we just ask that any of those slow cookers, air fryers, etc., just don't use them in your bedrooms. Make sure they're in the common area just for fire safety.
Thank you, Lindsay. All right, Adrian, I saw you already answered this question, but just in case anybody's not following in the chat, do you guys have any dance or cooking clubs?
None at the time. We have about 20 clubs, and I feel like everyone that you've asked about, we haven't had, but we do have a lot. We do have dance and cooking related events, and we've had dance clubs in the past. So it's not definitely something we can do again. We have a performing arts club, our Central Penn players. They are a ton of fun. And so if you like that element of performance, that's probably a great route to go. We have the art club for our creators. We have some diversity themed clubs, some that are connected to different majors. So if you look at centralpenn.edu, there is a clubs and activities page that actually has them all listed. I will drop that link in the chat for you. But if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them as well.
Thanks, Adrian. Asia, I'm going to ask you this question. Does everyone have to take a placement test, or even if you're transferring in credits to Central Penn?
Good question. So the placement exam is specific to a student's math level. So for students who are transferring in a math course, a college level math course that satisfies the foundations of basic algebra, we may be able to transfer that course in lieu of a student taking the placement exam. For students who are not transferring in a math course from another college, then you would be required to take the placement exam, and we would then use that score to determine what the math level is.
There are 2 other exemptions to the placement exam. If you are a high school student or you've previously, even if you're not transferring in credits and you are an adult coming back, if you took the SATs and you scored a 410 or higher, or you took the ACTs and scored a 21 or higher composite score, we will be able to exempt you from the placement exam for that as well. So if you haven't got those scores into us and you are sitting here right now saying, I don't want to take that placement exam, then email them to your admissions counselor or myself once we end this presentation, and we'll get you all set up. Another question for you, Casey, is how come there is no football team?
So unfortunately, we don't have a football team. Historically, we've never had a football team, and I'm not quite sure why. Football takes a large number of guys to get together, and we are a smaller school, so it would take a little bit to build a roster for a football team on campus at Central Penn. But we do have some semi-pro teams and things like that in the area, and I do know some students end up going to some of the Harrisburg Shark games and things like that. So if you enjoy watching football, we have some of that opportunity around here, but unfortunately we haven't been able to roster a football team yet, but I don't like to count anything out, so we can keep dreaming.
All right, thanks, Casey. All right, guys, I think I made it through all of the questions, but feel free. We have one more fun activity left today, so you can kind of get to know each other a little bit more about Central Penn, some trivia, and also get to meet some of our current students who are our Student Government Association officers. So I'm actually going to introduce you to, even though you've already met them, Adrian, who is our Dean of Student Services, and then Casey, who is our athletic director. They are going to be leading you in some CPC trivia to win some gift cards. So definitely stay on and win some prizes. And if you think of any other questions, just pop them in the chat and we'll get to them after.
Hello, everybody. How we doing? Okay, so do me a favor, drop in the chat if you want to win a prize in this next section, okay? Let me hear some comments in that chat window. Who is going to win? All right, I'm getting a couple. Keep them coming. There's more than 2 people on this call. I want to know who wants to win. Jalen says she's going to win. Sanai's going to win. SGA thinks that they're going to win, but they're not. They're going to help us play. Kayla, Vanessa. All right, good. Joel, Jennifer. I'm excited to see you guys. Excited to see you guys ready to play this game. Okay, so who here has played a Kahoot? Do you know how to play Kahoot? Have you heard of it? See a couple of hands. All right, so do me a favor. Casey's actually going to share her screen momentarily. It works the best if you have your laptop to do your Zoom screen and the questions. So you can see the shared screen, but you're also going to need your cell phone. Okay. Does everybody have a cell phone with them? Perfect. So, oh yes, I see SGA. There you are. I want to spotlight you so everybody can see you guys. Do you see SGA? These are our student government officers. Can you guys unmute yourselves and introduce yourselves to this awesome crew? You can't unmute yourself? No. Okay. So I will tell you who these amazing people are.
Oh, I just unmuted them for you, Adrian.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm muted now. Hello.
Hi, I'm Aaron Christiana. I'm the treasurer here at the student government.
Your major.
Oh, and I'm an IT major.
Hi, my name is Michelle. I am the president of SBA, and I'm doing a bachelor's degree in business administration.
My name is Kristen. I'm the vice president, and I'm occupational therapy assistant.
Thank you very much. So we're going to go ahead and start this Kahoot game, but you guys stay on deck because as we're playing, we're going to be calling you out and asking you questions, okay? All right, cool. Casey, are we good to share the screen?
I am ready, but I also wanted to, because I always like to find out when we have athletes in the group. So while we're chatting, if you guys can also type in the chat if you're going to participate on any of our athletic teams, I love to see the names and have everybody pop in. So if we have athletes on the call, type in what sport you're going to play too, so I could check that out. And I will share my screen.
Okay, so if this is your first time playing a Kahoot game, you're going to use your phone to go to www.kahoot, which is KAHOOT.IT. You're going to type it into your web browser, and then you're going to enter the game pin that you see on the screen, okay? Oh, I see Joel's joined us. So again, you're going to go onto your web browser, enter www.kahoot.it, and put in that game pin, which is 3516558. 3516558. Oh, we got lots of names, probably 22 of you so far, and the number keeps climbing. Casey, are the athletic questions first or the activities?
You're up first, Adrian.
Oh, okay. All right. We still have some people joining in. 29 competitors. We'll give you maybe like 30 seconds. If you're having any trouble, you can let us know in the chat and we can help you out if you're having trouble logging in. 31. Oh, come on, one more. 32 is my favorite number.
33 is my favorite number. One more.
Ooh. Who's gonna win?
Come on, one more.
I think I might have won this round, Casey.
Yeah, you might. My fingers are. Couple more seconds. Let's get one more person logged in. Where's Kristen? SGA will stick up for me. Log in. I think you won this one. Oh.
There we
Yay! Oh no, we went fast. That's better. I was going to say, everybody has their day, Adrian. Hold on to that one, but order has been restored.
Our athletic director is not competitive at all.
All right. 35, you guys ready to get started?
Yeah, and if anybody wants to join in after the fact, the pin will still show up at the bottom of the screen, so they'll still be able to log in.
Okay, I'll get you started, Adrian.
All right, here we go. Noon Nights trivia. How many clubs are currently active on campus? Is it red 5, blue 13, mustard 19, or green 23? And I am saying the colors just in case anybody's playing completely on the phone, so you'll know what each color means. Look at that, 18 had a correct answer of 23 on campus. SGA, are you still there?
Hello.
Yes.
Would you happen to maybe give input on some of the clubs that you're in or some of your favorites? There's been some good questions about clubs from this group.
Yeah, so Student Government Association is obviously the best club on campus. We have the most power, so definitely join our club. There is Student Ambassadors, so if you're into leadership and you want to give out tours around campus, that's a great opportunity. You want to talk about players?
Yeah, we have the Activities Advisory Board. We more work on like bringing people out into the campus, to get involved. We have like cookouts. We have we'll have like game nights in the quad or like as concerts. Like there's plenty of things to get everyone out and doing things together.
Very good, thank you. What's our next question? Or I guess who's in the lead, Case? Oh, Vanessa is a reigning champ with Joel in second, Victoria in third.
Lots of questions left. Next up.
Which one of these is not a great place to find out about upcoming activities? Is it red Student Central, blue Blackboard, mustard the CPC app, or green Student Alert? Which of these is not a great place to find out about upcoming activities? I do like that you use the picture of my calendar up on there. You're correct, Student Alert. So all the other things that you saw in there, Student Central is the email newsletter that you'll get each week. Blackboard is kind of the platform where you access your classes. We have a special tab on there for information about how to get involved. And if you haven't played around with it yet, once you're a student, you'll have access to the Central Penn app, where we have pretty much like all of our clubs are in there, all of our activities are in there, and a ton of other stuff too. So that's definitely a great resource. Isaac came out of nowhere, taking the lead. Good job, Isaac. Joel's holding solid in second, Brianna in third.
Third question.
The activities office on average coordinates how many events per term? Red 20, blue 50, mustard 80, or green 200? How many events come out of the activities office per term? I love this roller skating picture too. Red 20, blue 50, mustard 80, or green 200? Okay, it is 80. We do about 80 events per term, so in this 11-week time span. SGA, I'm going to pull you in. I would love to hear maybe if you have a favorite event that you've done on campus that you might be willing to share with the group. I'm totally calling them off.
You go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Well, We do have a lot of events. I personally, my favorite, I love when we do, Casey holds the cornhole tournaments. I really love cornhole. I usually get competitive with that.
Yeah, intramural sports is really fun. Probably my favorite event this far is, I think, Back to School Blast was pretty fun. I mean, before COVID, Central Penn used to allow Petapalooza to come on campus, and I love that because there were so many dogs. 10 out of 10.
It is going to come back in the fall, just as a sidebar. They just postponed it to the fall. So Petapalooza will be here, my favorite day of the year.
You can come back. What's
Yeah.
yours?
Adrian, you're going to make me come back for that?
Yes, I think that's a requirement.
I don't know.
Do you have a favorite event?
Oh, my favorite event is all like when we do like the cookouts or whatever, because cookouts, live music, and games, all sorts of different games that's the best.
Oh, good stuff. Thank you, guys. Namisha is at the top. SGA is in second place. And Vanessa in third. All right, let's see what we got next.
SGA has quite an advantage.
They do. A little bit. Central Penn has planned trips to all of these following locations except red, Washington, D.C., blue, New York City, mustard, Virginia Beach, or green, Canada. We've planned trips to all of these locations except red, Washington, D.C., blue, New York City, mustard, Virginia Beach, or green, Canada. Where have we not planned a trip to? Virginia Beach. I feel like that'd be a good place to go. We actually do a summer trip to Point Pleasant. It's just a day trip where we drive out and back and get to see the beach and the boardwalk. We have been to Washington, D.C., New York City, and we've done service trips in Canada. So all kinds of different places. Oh, all right. Namisha's holding at the top, Alexa in second, and Ariana in third. Okay, which of the following is the least effective strategy for getting involved on campus? Is it red, leave campus and return to your room immediately after class? Is it blue, go to a club meeting that you know nothing about? Is it mustard, get a part-time job on campus? Or green, log on for bingo each week? Which is the least effective strategy for getting involved on campus? Yes, lots of reds. Leave campus, return to your room immediately. I always say this, like, this is your college experience. It truly is what you make of it. You have the opportunity to make it, like, you look at our SGA members and all that they've shared, like, they have embraced it and gotten involved. And they're having a really great, I hope, really great experience because of it. And you have that opportunity too. So definitely don't just leave campus. Don't just get back to your room. Pop into that club meeting that you've never been to. You might find an interest you never knew you had. Getting a part-time job. There are part-time jobs here on campus that are really great ways to connect. And, you know, I'm kind of proud of virtual bingo that we have every week. So love to see you there too. Little mix, little movement on the leaderboard there, but Namisha's still in top. Alexa is in second and Catherine in third.
Namisha's holding on. We got athletic questions up next. So how many sports does Central Penn offer? Is it red, 6, men's and women's basketball, men's and women's soccer, baseball and volleyball, blue, 3, men's and women's basketball and baseball, mustard, as Adrian calls it, 3 sports, volleyball, baseball, and badminton, or 5 sports, green, men's and women's volleyball, men's and women's basketball, and women's soccer. So red 6, blue 3, mustard 3, or green 5. What sports do we offer? Yeah, most of you got it. 6 sports. We have men's and women's basketball, men's and women's soccer, men's baseball, and women's volleyball on campus. So I always like to take the time to encourage everybody to try out for a sports team, come find out some more information. You don't have to have played in high school, just come give it a shot, see if it fits. And I know SGA, you guys kind of mentioned intramurals too. So in addition to the athletic sports that we offer, we do offer a handful of intramural sports throughout the term. So I guess I'll pull SGA in too if you guys want to talk quick about what was your favorite intramural sport or what games you enjoy going to see. Let everybody know what you guys like to do while you're on campus.
Well, like I said, I mean, Casey, you had a bunch of great ones. You had the cornhole multiple times. We did bocce ball. We did badminton. Casey had a big event called Rec Fest where we had like a bunch of different events all in one. We had 3v3 soccer. We have volleyball all the time. Volleyball is a really big one. I like volleyball.
Aaron is our reigning intramural champ too. So all the new knights on this call, when you come to intramurals, Aaron holds. Kristen,
Not in bocce ball.
I see you. Yes, Aaron might hold the most championships so far, but Kristen
Casey and Kristen decrowned me in bocce ball. That's right.
Kristen, what was your favorite sport? Or Michelle, I know you've been to a couple events. Have you guys been to any of the athletic games? Your favorite team to watch?
I did attend Rec Fest, and badminton and Cam Jam were 10 out of 10.
I still like cornhole.
Cornhole's a big one.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Well, we'll have cornhole at Rec Fest on campus this term, so make sure you guys are there for that. But yeah, lots of fun events to get involved in on campus. If you don't want something as time-consuming as intercollegiate athletics, the intramural sports are always fun as well. So lots of things to get involved with. Check out oh no, Namisha, we lost her. SGA bumped up to first place. They technically don't count though. So keep working hard. We'll get a top 3 here. What is the mascot of Central Penn College? So is it red, the Colonials, blue, the Warriors, mustard, the Knights, or green, the Bears? Red, Colonials, blue, the Warriors, mustard, the Knights, or green, the Bears? What is the mascot of Central Penn College?
I love this picture of Dion.
Me too. It's one of my favorite pictures. I hope everyone gets this one right. Let's see if we can get 100. Oh, we had 2 off. Warriors are close though, but we are the Central Penn College Knights. So anybody know SGA, what is our mascot's name? Let's see how much you guys know.
We got it wrong, but it was Sir Will.
There you go.
Yep, Sir Will.
Now you know.
Knight. You can see them around campus, and sometimes you'll see them walking around campus. But there's a huge kind of poster in Milano with their picture. But yeah.
Yeah. So our mascot is the Knights, and Sir Will is our mascot. Sometimes Adrian brings Sir Will out to some of the athletic events. We had him at a baseball game this past season. So
he likes to come and cheer. He likes to come and support and be part of student life. So you never know where Sir Will be showing up.
Exactly. And he makes a good photo op. So when you see Sir Will, make sure you guys snap your pictures with him. Catherine bumps up to first place, Ariana in second, and Alexa in third. Here we go. We got, I think, three more questions left. What USCAA division do our athletic teams participate in? Red, Division 1, blue, Division 2, mustard, Division 3, or green, Division 4? This one's a tough one. Not everybody knows this answer, so we might get some mix here, but red 1, blue 2, mustard 3, or green 4? What division do our athletic teams participate in? Pretty good. Division 2. So I get that a lot. A lot of people think we're Division 3, but we are a USCAA Division 2 school, so all of our teams compete under Division 2. USCAA is the United States Collegiate Athletic Association. Alexa, Twinkle, and Brianna. 2 more questions. What are the 2 main colors of the Central Penn College Knights? This is always a toss-up too. We got red, black, and maroon, blue, gold, and maroon, mustard, orange, and maroon, or green, white, and maroon. And again, it's red, black, and maroon, blue, gold, and maroon, mustard, orange, and maroon, or green, white, and maroon. Yeah, most people think it's gold and maroon, but our official colors are orange and maroon. SGA, did you know that when you started here?
Yes, I did.
All right. Of course you did, Aaron. I don't
Never
doubt
mind.
you.
Never mind.
So official colors are orange and maroon. Go get some gear. And when you end up on campus, we have all kinds of fun. Intramurals, fun fact, winners of intramurals get to pick out some of the merchandise out of the athletic bin so you guys can win some swag, t-shirts, sweatshirts, things like that. So it pays to get involved in some of the clubs and some of the intramurals and events on campus. All right, Twinkle moves up to 1, Ariana and Alexa. Last question. How many credits must you be enrolled in during the season to be considered eligible to play a sport? And this
Oh
is
no,
the
if they were
perfect-
listening in the earlier section.
Perfect question to end on because I did go over this just a couple minutes ago. How many credits? Is it red, 6 credits, blue, 3 credits, mustard, 8 credits, or green, 9 credits? How many credits, not classes? How many credits do you have to be enrolled in order to be able to play a sport?
And just in case you are interested, one class is typically 3 credits.
Adrian always has to try and give everybody an extra advantage. And they got it. Most of them got it. 9 credits. You have to be enrolled in 9 credits, which is 3 classes, to be eligible to play a sport. So that's the end of trivia. Let's check out who our winners are.
Wish we had a sound effect drum roll. Seth in 3rd. Alexa in 2nd. Who is it? Twinkle in 1st. Woo! Congratulations. And Casey, they win a prize.
They do win a prize. I think all 3 top 3 players get a gift card to our school store, I believe. So we'll definitely make sure somebody follows up with our top 3 winners from trivia to get your gift card.
We will do that. Thank you so much, ladies, for doing that. And I hope you guys all enjoyed learning about athletics and Central Penn and winning some prizes along the way. So you guys were all very good sports on that. And before you sign out, SGA, I'm not sure if you saw that, but in the chat, an inspiration of Aaron, do you sell bucket hats? And if not, your college store should.
We'll have to look into that. I appreciate the compliment.
I love that.
And there's many people that definitely agree with that comment on here. So
bucket hats are a thing now, huh? I don't know that I knew that, but I might not be cool enough to know that.
Casey, when I see you wearing one next week around campus, we'll know that you're cool now.
You know it. I'll have to go look.
All right, awesome. And thank you so much, SGA, for joining us and giving us your insight too as a student. We appreciate you. All right, guys. I didn't see any questions pop up in the chat while we were doing that. There was, other than the Central Penn, like the bucket hats. Oh yeah, nope, no other questions. So if you don't have any more today, we appreciate you joining us for the last couple hours of your Wednesday afternoon. And we hope that this was informative and answered a lot of your questions. If again, please reach out to any of us and we're here to help you every step of the way. And we look forward to seeing you around campus soon. So we'll talk to you really soon. Thank you.